Good morning. Good afternoon. It's not morning anymore. Good morning. Today is October the 10th, 2019. This is my second blog. You know, I yesterday I told everyone that I was diagnosed with cancer, and from looking and doing some research, they said this is one of the best ways to help deal with cancer is sometimes going to social media. Um, just wanted to tell you a little bit of my story. I started yesterday. Um, I just had a MRI and waiting on results back from that. Um, Today is just an emotional day for me. I've been dealing with this for a while, and this is it's new to me. It's when I first heard about it, I was a bit overwhelmed by what I was hearing and didn't know how to deal with it. Um, and I try to be strong. I try to act like it don't bother me. Try to, put on that nice strong face and don't show that, it really affects me. But I know we got a God that, you know, is going to take me through this, you know. But I was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma, mini invasive. I think it's mini invasive. Um, um, I'm not sure how, bad it is. I know it's stage one. Um, and I was looking at a movie earlier today, and I had no clue it was about breast cancer. But when I was looking at the movie, it was, you know, the lady was diagnosed with the same breast cancer as I. And I just started dealing with things and just looking at my life, and I said if I had to cry, the tears is not for me. The tears is not for me. If it was just me by myself, it'd be easier. I feel myself that it would be easier for me to deal with it. I'm a mother of six. I have 13 grandchildren, and my tears is for my children. Even though they're grown, my tears is for my children because if I'm not here, I'm not even going to speak that into existence because I know we got a greater God. We got a healing God. But I just think about my children and, what they're going through their mind. And they don't like, no child like to see their parents sick. And all their life they worry about me being sick. And this is my second time dealing with some form of cancer. 26 years ago, um, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. I did the cryosurgery. It killed all the cancer cells, and now, 26 years later, I'm dealing with breast cancer. It is, the doctor said it's genetic, and said my children would have to be tested. But right now, I'm dealing with it, and I'm waiting on my results to come back from the doctor. And I'm somewhat nervous. I had some tears earlier, and but I know I am an overcomer. I know that I'm gonna beat this. I know that I'm gonna have the victory in the end. You know, God is not gonna put on me no more than I can bear, and I'm gonna be strong. And I need you out there in video land, media land, to um, talk to me. I got trust and faith in God that I'm gonna beat this. Now, my story is kind of different, kind of deep. It's not just me. I am the youngest of my mother daughters. I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. I have two more sisters. that was also diagnosed with, no, they're not diagnosed yet, but they have this gene called the BRCA2 genes, and they were positive and at high risk. And so me and my two sisters, there's three of us, they have to get a double mastectomy, they have to get a hysterectomy, and they have to get their ovaries taken out. So that's a lot for like one family to really go through. I have another sister that's in Florida. She's my half sister. She just had a double mastectomy. She was positive also for the BRCA2 gene, and she had to have a double mastectomy. And she's younger than I am, and it's scary, but she's very strong. She's dealing with it. Then I come back to my family, my two blood sisters, my mother daughters, and all three of us, my oldest, my next to the oldest, and the one next to me, and then I that have the breast cancer. So they have to do a preventative surgery, to lower their chances of the breast cancer, of the cancer, any kind of cancer. So they have to have the surgery. And I ask you all out there that's in media land, just if you know anybody that's going through BRCA, I maybe pronounce it wrong as either BRCA or BRCA2, holler at us. Let us know. Eventually I'm going to bring them on to tell our story, but this is the second day of our video, and we're going to continue putting this out there, because I know somebody out there needs to hear our story. Three sisters that's going through almost the same similar thing, all at the same time. And why, I don't know, but it's not easy. We all was going to get the surgery at the same time, and my mom is 72 years old, and I don't think she'll be able to handle all three of us at the same time. So I am going to have mine first because I do have the cancer. My other two sisters, I believe they're going to do theirs in November, but I am going to let them speak for themselves and let you guys know when and exactly they'll be having their surgery. Right now, I'm waiting on the doctor to call me back and schedule my my next doctor to visit with them after I had the MRI. I also got tested for the BRCA2 gene, which I'm still waiting on that to come back. Praying it's negative, but I'm still waiting on that to come back. And I ask you all out there that's in media land to pray for this family, that, we're going to make it through, give us strength, give us courage to keep on going. Pray for our children, our grandchildren, my mother, my father, his children, I know my sisters, all her children, and their sons have to be tested for the BRCA2 genes. And as for my children, they also have to be tested. And I pray that they are negative and that they do not carry this gene. We have to break this generational curse of this family. We have to break this right now. We have to break it right now. Let it stop at us. Don't let it go to our children. But we're going to be strong. And I'll let you all know what the doctor says or what she decides that is best for me. She did tell me that the cancer that I have is spreadable. And I don't really want to have the mastectomy, but if it's spreadable, I don't want to take the chance of risking the cancer going throughout my body. So I'm thinking about the mastectomy. I'm not sure. But I'm also praying that, God is going to heal me before I even get to that point. But until then, I just have to keep going and trusting God and keep going, to my doctor's visits, and I had to change my diet. Um, they told me a lot of different things about the cancer. They said the cancer feed is off of estrogen because I am overweight. I lost over 40 pounds, but I still need to lose some more weight. And they said because I'm more heavier, that my body has more estrogen, and so I have to lose the weight because the cancer thrives off of that, feeds off of it. And also I have to kind of like de-stress myself, which is a hard thing to get rid of some of the stress. I'm trying to not be so stressed because another thing, cancer feeds off of that as well. I'm trying to stay positive, trying to stay focused. I'm trying to stay in a happy mode and not to let it really bother me. But it's hard not to let it bother me because my mind, sometimes I think I'm not really thinking about it, but sometimes my mind goes back there, what could really happen. And like I said, I looked at this movie. It was a powerful movie. you know she beat it. In the end, she was cancer free. And I know that God is going to help us get through this. We can do it with treatment. And they said I have to go through maybe 6 weeks of radiation, followed by hormone replacements, and, go from there. And yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. But I will let you all, let my sisters get on and let them tell you their story and how they feel. But right now, I'm feeling not as bad as I was earlier, because earlier I was very stressed. I cried, and I thank God that I got rid of those crying, those tears. And it's not easy. I'm gonna try not to cry. I deal with I'm working. I'm a nurse. I work, and I am the only one that's working in my house, and I have my 2 grandchildren. And it's hard because if I'm not working, then I have no income coming in. And I think that's one of my biggest stresses, because how could you pay bills with no job? It's not easy. And that's another big scary thing that I'm dealing with right now. And I'm trying not to think about it. But I know they told me I might be out of work for about a month. Who knows how long I'm going to be out of work to deal with all this, going back and forth to the doctors. But right now I'm going to work as much as I can. I have to keep a roof over our head. I got to stay positive for not only for me, I have to stay positive for my children and my grandchildren. And my mother, which is 72 years old, she's a prayer warrior. We have a big family, and since I've been diagnosed with this cancer, at one point in time I didn't really think they all cared. But you don't know how your family care, how much they really care for you, until you go through a tragedy like this. And my family has really been showing me love, and it's hard sometimes to receive it because I'm not used to all this affection. And people say, you're gonna need the support. And don't shoo them away. Don't tell them to stop calling you, because I'm a private person. I don't like to really just put myself out there. I like to try to deal with my issues on my own, in my own little quiet little corner. But I found that sometimes that we need our family. We need our loved ones in our corner to say, I'm here. I'm here to support you. I'm here if you need me. This is all that we need right now. We need each other right now. And to my sisters out there, I'm there. I'm going to be that support for you. Y'all be the support for me. We're going to do this together. And Mama, I love you. I love you. To my children, I love you all. My grandchildren, my family, I love you all. Thank you all for reaching out to me. Thank you all to the churches of God, the one that sent out their prayers for me. Thank you, and thank you. And thank you out there to social media. I thank you. And I'm not going to talk too long because I got to get going, because I work night shift. So I got to get me some rest before I go back to work again. And I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully the doctor will have some news for me. or I might be out back a little bit later because I am going out to go see my family today. And maybe you guys will be able to meet my other two sisters that's going through. And they'll be able to tell you their story. Till later, love you. Bye.